heart of the sprawling city, where shadows whispered secrets and power was measured in fear, the Marconi family reigned supreme. Their empire stretched through every dark alley and glittering high-rise, a legacy of control and unyielding might. Among them, Matteo Marconi, the youngest scion, was known for his ruthless efficiency and cold demeanor. Yet beneath his icy exterior burned an obsession that threatened to consume him. Her name was Isabella Rossi. With her gentle smile and kind heart, she was a ray of light in the otherwise grim world of the Marconi estate. Her parents had served the family for years, loyal and steadfast, earning a modest but honest living. Isabella herself worked as a caretaker for the sprawling gardens and often helped in the grand kitchen, where her laughter was like music to everyone but Matteo. From the moment he first saw her, Matteo felt a strange, unbidden pull towards Isabella. It wasn't love. He was certain of that. Love was a weakness, a vulnerability he could not afford. What he felt was something darker, a possessive hunger that gnawed at him day and night. Her presence was a distraction he couldn't ignore, an ache that only intensified with each passing day. Isabella, on the other hand, saw Matteo as a distant, forbidding figure. She had heard the stories, the hushed whispers of his brutal efficiency, and the cold, calculating glint in his eyes. Yet, she never felt fear, only a deep sadness for the boy, who seemed trapped in a gilded cage of his own making. Everyone adored Isabella. The household staff, the guards, even Matteo's own family saw her as a breath of fresh air. She had a way of making the darkest days seem a little brighter, the heaviest burdens a bit lighter. This universal affection only fueled Matteo's obsession. He couldn't stand the way others looked at her, the way they basked in her warmth. She was his, even if she didn't know it yet. One evening, as the golden hues of sunset bathed the estate in a surreal glow, Matteo found Isabella alone in the garden. She was tending to the roses, her delicate fingers caressing the petals with such tenderness that it made something twist painfully inside him. He approached her, his presence casting a long shadow over her. "Isabella," he said, his voice a low, dangerous murmur. She looked up, startled, her eyes wide and innocent. "Yes, Mr. Marconi?" "Matteo," he corrected, a touch of irritation in his tone. "Call me Matteo." She nodded, unsure of what to say. The air between them was thick with unspoken tension. "Is there something you need, Matteo?" He stepped closer, his gaze never leaving hers. "I need you to understand something," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "You belong to me. You always have, even if you don't realize it." Isabella's heart pounded in her chest. She had always sensed a strange intensity in Matteo's gaze, but this was something else entirely. "Matteo, I don't belong to anyone. I'm just a worker here, like my parents." His eyes darkened, a flicker of something dangerous passing through them. "You're more than that, much more. And you'll come to see it, one way or another." Days turned into weeks, and Matteo's obsession only grew. He watched her from the shadows, his desire for control battling with the remnants of his humanity. He showered her with gifts, each one more extravagant than the last. But she remained distant, wary of his intentions. The more she resisted, the deeper his obsession sank its claws into him. One fateful night, everything changed. A rival family made a bold move, attacking the Marconi estate in a bid for power. Amid the chaos, Isabella found herself caught in the crossfire, her life hanging by a thread. Matteo, driven by a fear he didn't fully understand, fought with a ferocity that left no doubt about his feelings. He saved her, but at a cost. As the dust settled and the night grew still, Matteo carried Isabella to safety, his hands stained with the blood of those who had dared to harm her. In that moment, she saw something in him she had never seen before, a flicker of vulnerability, a glimpse of the boy behind the monster. "Why?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Why go to such lengths for me? He looked at her, his eyes filled with a raw, unguarded emotion. Because you are mine, Isabella, and I will destroy anyone who tries to take you away from me. In the shadows of the night, amidst the ruins of the attack, Isabella realized that her life would never be the same. She was bound to Matteo Marconi, not by love, but by an obsession as dangerous as it was unbreakable. And in the depths of his gaze, she saw the truth of their twisted bond, a dance of light and darkness, where only time would reveal the victor.